Namaste everyone, this is Radhika Chopra. Welcome to IGTV. I know this interview today has actually been on a very short notice. I announced it yesterday and it's only this evening, this afternoon that I mentioned that it's at 5 p.m. So I'm hoping that some of my viewers can join in. And if you cannot, please watch it later if you're on Instagram with me and if this topic interests you. Or you can see it on my YouTube channel, Radhika Chopra. So about a little bit about my YouTube channel. I'm not really a professional YouTuber. I don't have any professional way of doing YouTubes. I'm really the home style YouTube person, but my intent is to bring you valuable and authentic and experiential, like that things that come from experience of individuals, to bring that content to you. I have a little small YouTube channel, so do look at it. Radhika Chopra. You might have to put in Radhika Chopra Healing, and then you will find the channel, because there's Radhika Chopra singer. So that's not who I am. So today is my guest who's been on IGTV with me before, Mr. William Lawrence. Now, Mr. William Lawrence, I came to know only last year, and I have learned a lot from his articles and also from his classes. So I do learn astrology from him, Jyotish, and I have had amazing conversations, great insights from him. He's the most humble and learned person I have come across. Great humility, and his willingness to share with people all that he knows is amazing. So I also signed up for a class with him just recently, which was a series on Mahurat and Panchang. Now, a few months ago, I started looking at, I have Panchang on my cell phone, an app. I started looking at the Panchang every day, just to look at, just to observe things, and I don't understand all of it, but it's interesting. And then you see different, like a whole day is divided into so many different things. So I was just viewing it without having much knowledge of it. So he launched a class of Mahurat and Panchang, which I joined, and I have done one class with him this Saturday, which blew my mind because it was amazing. And so I asked him, and he's a very, very busy man, and he's in the middle of a lot of consultations, and of course he prepares thoroughly for every class, and I have asked him for just half an hour of his time, so he's obliged me. I'm going to go through some questions. If you have any questions, that would be great, because we all have heard the word Mahurat a lot, even though we may have heard Panchang or not. So Mr. William Lawrence, I am adding you this video. Mr. Lawrence, there you are. Good evening. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. William Lawrence. I know you're very busy, and I know that you have squeezed out time for me today because I was after you to do this. So, so thank you so much for that. We will really get down to quick questions. I was mentioning, you can hear me?
I just Bluetooth is not connected.
I was mentioning to my viewers that I've signed up for this Panchang and Mahurat class with you, and that the first class was so amazing because it was very interesting. And I know you spoke about Panchang in that, right? Mostly about Panchang, correct? So I wanted to ask you, we've heard of Mahurat. Can you hear me, Mr. Lawrence?
Yes, ma'am. We're doing, I think, on more Shastra.
Okay, so we have heard about Mahurat very often, at least in our culture, because we talk about wedding Mahurats and things like that. So what is the importance of Mahurat? Can you give us this? Why do we look at Mahurat?
See, Muhurt is the birth of time. The time can be good, bad, or medium, or very indifferent. So what I say, in the particular moment, there is such a huge Shastra, the Panchanga elements, the Kalanga elements, and this whole planetary positions are there in a second, in a moment. A birth of a child, what I say, it can be a celebrity or it can be a beggar. So everything in the moment, what is initiated in the moment, carries the whole gamut and secret and the future. It's like a seed. What I say, and it, the whole what I say, what is born at a particular moment. Like what I say, what is initiated. If I buy a particular handkerchief, what I say, or what I say, if I have a cow and there is a calf in my house, that can have a difference. I buy a car, I buy a house, there's a birth of a child. Anything initiated at the moment will carry a strain of frequency. It's a separate frequency. It'll have a separate vibe into your life. It is like interconnecting all frequencies into your life. And every new event, the smaller and the bigger, it has a bigger, and you start connecting to the universe with every new event. So it's so important is Muhurta. Once something done in the right moment can change your whole life. Something done in the wrong moment can change your, can have a different impact of life. There is a whole Shastra, the way the seers, the rishis have given such a huge science how to choose a good Muhurta. It is not just for marriage or coronation. What is it? You see, the Muhurta Shastra was started for yagyas. The rishis used to do yagyas for the welfare of the world. So when a particular, what I say, yagya, homa, japa done on a particular day, used to give a much more better universal benefit. And certain days it could give negative effects. The same opposite, tantric people, they used to do on Amavasya, Ashtami, Tuesday. Those were black arts. There is one particular science when to do it. There is a positive movement when to do it. This was actually the beginning of Muhurta. Then it stretched to the kings were using it for war, for their purpose. In fact, each king used to have a separate temple. If you go to the south of India, you will see each, the Chera, Chola, Pandya, each king will build a temple, because that temple will have its Kumbhabhisheka on a particular nakshatra suitable to the king, so the temple will be totally favorable for the king. So if the king enters the temple, a temple will planetarily in vibe with the king's energies. So the Muhurta Shastra is so big. There are 1,000 temples in Tamil Nadu, and each built by each particular king. You must understand how important is Muhurta.
So obviously, because in our culture now, because of the way life has changed, mostly we see that Muhurat is taken for weddings mostly, or Graha Pravesh, people enter their homes and things like that, right? But what I understood from you, that even buying certain objects in your house, it could be electronics, or it could be going to getting education, paying for a college or school for your child. Does Muhurat even impact there?
Yes, ma'am. What you say? Each aspect of your life, what you do, has a very strong impact. It might be complicated for you to watch everything, but you must be conscious that you must have the jnana or wisdom to understand, like each minute, each second, each hour, like the day is divided into 8. There are 16 yamas of the day, like about 1.5 hours. There is an aura. Like each part of the day, what is divided, like the day is called based on the aura lot. The word R it comes from the aura lot, which comes there. So each. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I've just seen that sometimes they have this. This is the hora of Mercury. This is hora of Sun. So you do things. If you're planning to do something conducive to those.
Yeah, there are many muhurtas. One of the most popular, and the Nadi people, the rishis have used Nadi technique. Aura was a very, very effective technique. Some people call it a Greek technique. It has been very successful there, and has been also a part of India also. It is a very powerful technique where you can, in fact, you can tell the sex of the child based on the aura. Which child the aura is, if you know this, you can say what sex it is. The gender of the child can be told. So important. And what I say, it is not just from Muhurta. The predictive astrology also, aura is very much used.
Mr. Lawrence, I came across somebody's YouTube video recently. I will not take names as much as I can, but I found something very interesting in what he said. He went back to a time where certain political leaders took oath, and that particular moment in time, he said that because of the inauspiciousness of the planetary positions, you will see that they will go through certain obstacles and problems because of that Mahurat that they did not take into account and they took an oath. So they will have a certain theme playing out during that. Does that happen?
Yes, ma'am. Very, very important. The Lagna chosen for the coronation and the planetary position chosen for the coronation and the moon's position matters a lot. And the Dasa Bhukti at the moment, or the many other Muhurta factors to it. It is very, very important for coronation. Probably the ministers have actually 1 week. Within a week, they have to choose the best. They luck. I still remember Vajpayee, who took oath. He took the oath in a Muhurta when the moon was debilitated. He ruled for 11 days. He just ruled for 11 days. I was watching moon debilitated. He's taking over, but it's just 11 days. Jayalalitha had to pull his rug out. 11 days. I used to watch many of the Muhurtas. Jayalalitha, I've seen, she used to select very good Muhurtas. The Central Party, I know they are very good astrologers. They were very good Muhurta has always been taken. I can tell you something else. The US always takes the Muhurta on 20th of Jan, and it's near at noon. Why? Because they can't fix the day. Because at 12 it is Abhijit Muhurta.
Right.
And it is it is when the moon is in Capricorn. It is a very auspicious month. Even 20 according to numerology is a great awakening. So blindly they cannot keep fixing lagnas. It's very difficult. It's not practical. So always the president of the USA will take the oath in Abhijit Muhurta. So much of research has been done.
Right. Yeah, because I have once read this, that somebody says, did US actually, their forefathers know about astrology? Because they tend, I've read about this, that the timing of their oath taking, the swearing in of the president or whatever oath taking is actually at a very good time during that
Abhijit Muhurta, almost I think more than 100 years or more. I know they take it only at Abhijit Muhurta. Right. Because it's very complicated to choose a day, choose a time. So it is fixed because Sun in Capricorn is very good for career and for coronation, and the numerological 20th is very good. And they have just taken a general thing because it's very difficult to choose a good day. And Abhijit Muhurta will cancel 1,000 doshas. Very auspicious moment. Even the Ram Janma Bhoomi, the temple consecration, the initiation was done on Abhijit Muhurta.
Was it because, sir, I'm confused because I believe it was a Wednesday and Wednesday does not have Abhijit Muhurta?
No, they're not supposed to do on Abhijit Muhurta, but I don't know what confusions happened. Abhijit Muhurta is not good on a Wednesday, but other days it is supposed to be good. Abhijit Muhurta is there all. It is 24 minutes before noon, local 20 minutes after noon. But on a Wednesday, it is not auspicious.
And they did it on a Wednesday.
Yeah, some people forgot it's a Wednesday. Abhijit does not work on that day. It is not auspicious on a Wednesday alone.
So that's why you can see a lot of controversy and upsets around this.
Yes.
A lot of opposition.
But everybody mentioned it as Abhijit Muhurta. That's why they chose that day.
And
it was also Rahugal.
Wednesday does not have. So tell us about, so I know that we're talking about Abhijit Muhurta, which is a very auspicious time in the day, except for Wednesday. And then there is something we hear, Rahu Kalam also a lot, right? And that also has a certain impact. A lot of people don't do things on Rahu Kalam.
It's not just Rahu Kalam. You have Rahu Kalam, Yamakantam, Guliga. There are 8 Yamardas. The day is divided into 8 factors. In Tamil Nadu, the Rahu Kala is supposed to be very, very malefic. I'll tell you what is malefic. What they have researched is there is a sunspot happening at that particular time, and it happens for 1.5 minutes. But it's very difficult to find out when is that 1.5 minutes. So they have taken that 1.5 periods. That in the 1.5 periods, that 1.5 minute can be extremely very dangerous. It's impossible to calculate that 1.5 minutes. So they've approximated as 1.5 hours.
Okay.
It becomes extremely very detrimental. Something worse than that is Gulika, son of Saturn's Muhurta. But
Now,
it
last you mentioned something about Gulika, and I know that's something that is Rahu Kalam is something that is still heard by people more often than Gulika. And you mentioned something, if I may say, I remember because we talk about. I don't know exactly, but we at least in some parts of India they practice this. That supposing there is a death at a particular time, and when the moon is in certain nakshatras, now I don't even remember. I know Dhanishta maybe. They in that nakshatra they do some puja because they say otherwise it many other people in that family can go also or something like that, right?
this
I
is
don't know how far it's something that's.
this is called death related muhurtas. Somebody must not die from Dhanishta to Revati. It's called Dhanishta Panchami. Dhanishta, Satabisha, Purabhadra, Uttarabhadra, and Revati. Then there are called Dvipushkara Nakshatra and Tripushkara Nakshatra. A nakshatra happening in two rasis. What is it? These and Saturday and Gulika Murta, if anybody dies, there can be another death very quickly happen. So some remedial measure. It's like you have auspicious murta. There Gulika Murta and these murtas are something which a bad should not happen. Any negative which happens will repeat itself. So these, like you brought out, these are death muhurtas. Negative muhurtas, like somebody hurts somebody, murders somebody, you rob somebody, this will repeat again and again. So this was seen very carefully. These nakshatras were seen very carefully. If anything happens, there was one very important remedial measures which has to be followed.
And I know there are some families which still follow it, very traditionally. They make sure that they do
They
this.
will close the house for 6 months.
Yes. Oh, right.
There used to be there's a particular puja done. Then there is a lamp burning continuously for 6 months. Only after 6 months they'll open it. This is followed in South. It's followed very strict. I've seen it very, very strictly. It is followed. But mostly, some people what they do Saturday somebody passes away, they will because some second death will happen. They will send a hen.
They will send us. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
They will also send a hen to the graveyard.
Okay.
Because there is two death already, because but that is not good, because if you have something happening twice, then it becomes what happens? It becomes 4.
Right. Okay.
But usually I've seen my local places here. If somebody dies on a Gulika Murta or a Saturday, this Dvishpuka Nakshatra or this Dhanishta Panchami, one hen is tied to the dead body and it is sent to the graveyard.
Okay.
That's not a very good remedy. There is a very big Yamartha puja. That particular puja must be done to neutralize the facts. This is luckily brought out.
These things are kind of receded into the background because, in my introduction video also said that, now people follow what is convenient, not what is conducive, right? And sometimes people, like you mentioned, like sometimes, people bring in things into their home. And I know it can get cumbersome, but if you're doing bigger things, or important things that you're bringing into your home or important moves in your home, then it is good to do it at the Mahurat, because you mentioned in that class that it brings in a certain energy. And we notice that there is a lot of, there's an increasing amount of anxiety, angst, interfighting, tensions in homes and families. And of course, in the world over, it is like that. Could this also be a contribution? Like if I bring in something that is really important?
Very, 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 very important. Whatever you bring into the house, you buy something new, especially a metal or a stone. Anything which is the higher frequency, which has a high frequency, the time you buy it, there is a connection of frequency coming with it.
Okay.
And the energy grows day by day. It's very important why they ask you to wear gemstones, or you buy gold, you buy silver, or you buy any other metals into the house. It has a very, very high frequency. Wood and other things, plastic may not have that important frequency. Metals or any other religious articles. you bring into the house, it has very high frequency. Anything alive you bring into the house will have a lot of, you buy a pet into the house. You bring a dog, a cat, or any other pet. What I say, it is the day you bring it, the nakshatra, the tidhi, yoga, karana will all be surrounding it. And what I say, whatever the what I say, pregnant meaning of that will be released. You can see this very strongly where people can see in certain fields. You see in the movie field, they know however planned, however analyzed, however the best directors, heroes. If it is not initiated in a good muhurta, the movie will go for a flop. Movie field knows very well it is pure, something hidden, some secret, some luck is there. So you will see them paying so much of attention. In movie field, muhurta is very, very strong. All of them know. They'll very particularly they will see it.
Yeah, and I think it's followed by some people, the big production houses and all. I think they are quite particular about it, including we've heard that there's some people who are particular about how their movie starts with which letter and all those things also matter.
A lot of vastu into it, a lot of sentiment, a lot of, yes, many things,
so
letters.
You want success, you have to align yourself in that environment which supports success for you, whether it's whatever success you're looking for. So that's the importance of Muhurta, right?
It is like a flow. Sometimes it's a huge wave. It's like a huge luck of tsunami wave. You must know to ride on it. What is it like this? You must know, wait, it is very rare which comes in a year, 1 or 2 waves. A movie taken on that particular wave will be a big block. And sometimes it's a small wave. For certain things like marriage, we need not see. We need to see a more sattvic, passive energy. But for a business, you have to wait for a wave. Where I can say another very important place where Muhurta can see is share market. When to buy, when not to buy. If you know the technique, or at least you when not to buy, that is enough. Not waste your time. It's very important because it keeps fluctuating day by day.
Right.
That? In fact, you can use the Muhurta science very effectively over there.
Interesting. Okay, so that's a big interesting thing for people, because a lot of people do invest in share market, and and some people do really well with it, and I'm sure that some people are using Muhurta for this also. They don't even know. So my next question, William sir, is about our birth. So our birth has happened also at a certain Muhurta, right?
It's a Muhurta. It's a very, very, very big Muhurta, and it is progressing. So whatever we are doing at birth, it is progressing like a tree. It grows and grows.
Right.
So small difference between the general Muhurta is that the span and longevity of Muhurta finishes within a year to 10 years. A marriage is 40 years, but our life is going to be there for at least 100 years. So there is a Muhurta and a progression of Muhurta.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Let's say you are born on a particular star. That star progresses. So you are not the star at birth alone. That is only a seed. Today you are running through Shukra Dasa. It's what I say. You have crossed 5 nakshatras, and you are on the 6th nakshatra or the 5th nakshatra. So from, let's say you are born in Ashwini, and you are running Rahu Dasa, means you have moved nearly Ashwini, Bharini, Kritika, Ketu Dasa, Shukra Dasa, Suri Dasa, Chandra Dasa, Sava Dasa, and Rahu Dasa. You have crossed all those dasas. So today, if you are running Rahu Dasa, you are running Aridra Nakshatra.
Okay, wow.
So your birth nakshatra might be Ashwini, but your running nakshatra today, current nakshatra is actually Aridra. So that is your Muhurta nakshatra. So your nakshatra is progressed to, it is called progressed horoscope, birth horoscope, and you also check up with your birth horoscope.
Very interesting. So also the Muhurta that we are born in also starts having a certain effect on the kind of personality you are and the experiences you have. Because I know you speak about that there are some astrologers who use just the Muhurta for the prediction part of
Panchanga. It. Panchanga, it's called Panchanga.
Okay, Panchanga.
The day, the Tidhi, the Nakshatra, Yoga, Karana. These are connected to the 5 elements: fire, air, water, space, and earth. What do you say? And each can mean what I say, a very, very important aspect of life. Like the day you're born is the fire element, the spark. Where is your spark? This must be seen in the horoscope. So what is your fire? What is your spark? Let's say you're born on a Friday. Shukra. Shukra is your spark. The fire is Shukra for you. And the placement of Shukra in your horoscope will tell what is how well placed and how is it going to shine. Like if it's going to be relationship, the Tidhi is the relationship.
Right, because it's water element.
Water element. What I say, and the Lord ruled by it is Moon and Venus. So the placement of Venus in your horoscope, Moon and Venus in your horoscope, will tell how are you going to relate with people. It can be it is used for matching also. I've seen a traditional astrologist will not take anything much. Will only match the Tidhi and the boy's Tidhi and the girl's Tidhi. That's all. That much they got. Nakshatra, okay. You know. Nakshatra is all about the connectivity of the world. All luck is there in the nakshatra. You can read the character, looks, everything from the nakshatra. You can read. Karan is.
So the nakshatra is very important. Like where your moon is placed is very important, right?
See, Muhurta is not. In fact, I tell you, Muhurta is mostly 75%. It's nothing but the sun and moon. The distance sun moves away from the moon and gets back close to the moon. It is like Shiva Shakti. You know the story of all the temples. Parvati is left away Shiva. She is cursed to go down to earth, and then she does tapas and comes back and gets married to him. This is happening eternally, daily. Moon is the Parvati and sun is Shiva. So you can see there's a moon going away from Shiva and back on full moon. It is with it. So it is a constant process happening every 30 days. This keep on happening. The Shiva Shakti separation and the Shiva Shakti union. So when Parvati is away, as it gets away, the energies are different. When it is getting it, and the brighter off, it's getting the energy of the sun. The energy of the moon is different. The world is in a different place. You know what I say in full moon and new moon. What is the magnetic level? The water level in our body and water level outside is the same. And you know, when there are low tides, high tides, it does not affect only there. It affects the world and affects us also.
Of course. And a lot of people do mention this. And I think people who don't know anything about astrology, or if you're even remotely sensitive, there are many people who will say, you know, on Amavasya and on full moon, certain things, I get affected. Now, however is that effect? A lot of people do get affected on full moon cycles. Like I know my moon cycle, how new moon and full moon are both very, very powerful days for me, but in very different ways. They have a different impact on me. So you have to be tuned into what that is. So yeah, the moon tides are affecting because your body is also water. I think from the scientific perspective,
75% water, no?
Yeah. So the emotional state, and also, is it true, sir, that women are more sensitive to the nature, the cyclic tides and changes?
See, it is nothing but the masculine feminine energy meeting. Sun is a masculine energy. It is Shiva. It's the ego. Right. You can call it the ego or the Atma. In the highest sense, it's the Atma. In the lower sense, it is the ego. Moon is the mind, the manas. And the feminine energy is moon. So it is like nothing but Purusha and Prakriti, the game of Purusha and Prakriti only. It is like the mind goes away from the ego and it goes back to the ego, or it goes away from the Atma, goes back. All the game, Muhurta, the Panchanga factors of day, Vara, Yoga, Tidhi, Karana is nothing but Shiva Shakti separation, Shiva Shakti Aikyam. In Amavasa day, it is a maximum separate of Shiva Shakti, moon and sun. In a Paurnami, it is like both are in union. It is like a wedding. There is a particular day called Panguni Uttram in South. I think it is some other festival in North India. Here it is the marriage of the gods. All the gods get married. It is a Paurnami. What is it? It is like Shiva Shakti union is when the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Virgo, in a Virgin sign Virgo. The gods get married. It must be in the nakshatra of Uttra.
Uttra, yeah, because Uttra Falguni is a union, right?
What is it? The Adi Devata is Arima.
Arima and Bhaga, right?
Some people call it Bhaga. Pura Palguni is Bhaga. Some people interchange it is there. Arima is the lord of accords, contracts, unions, people coming together. In fact, if you go to a Shiva Shakti Ardhanarishwar temple on Aryama, you can have your marital issues solved. Because all the gods got married only in Uttara Palguni Nakshatra.
Right.
So
Interesting.
like a muhurta, no? Let's say remedial measures. I'm talking about remedial measures. You go to a temple on a particular nakshatra, tidhi or day, it can have a total different meaning. So you must know the moon is moving away from the sun. So when you do remedial measures, to reduce evil when it is waning. You want to enhance wealth, money, popularity, fame. You do it when the moon is growing. Coinciding with a particular tidhi and nakshatra. You want wealth, there are particular tidhi and nakshatra for it. When it is waxing, you'll have to do. Let's say you have sarpa dosha, pitru dosha, ayah dosha. That is when you do it when in the waxing phase. So
Okay.
I will tell a very simple thing to enhance the energy of the house is buy it on a very good tidhi and nakshatra day. All the Panchanga 5 factors are very auspicious, called Muhurta day. You can see it in any Panchanga. It is an auspicious. Go buy on the Muhurta day. It comes only thrice a month, or sometimes it's only once also. You just go buy any object and come. It could be a dress. It could be anything. The energy of the house will be totally different.
And is this day fixed, or you have to see some?
No, it is like by the time you buy the Panchanga, you will know. Every minimum there will be 3 Muhurta days a month.
Okay.
So you buy your dress, buy articles, or initiate anything very important on these days. That is.
Because we know that in certain days we are told. Now see, I'm slipping my mind today. I'm just bad headache. So I just there are certain days they say that it's very auspicious. Anytime you can just go buy anything.
Yes, there is called Sade Teen Muhurtas, like Akshay Tritiya. What is it? Then you can buy on Vijayadashmi. On the 4th of Chaitra month, this is the 3.5 Muhurtas, you can do anything. The Vijayadashmi and Akshay Tritiya, you can buy anything. It is supposed to be such an auspicious day. When sun is in Virgo and bright half, moon is in, especially Shravana Nakshatra, Dasami Tithi, Vijayadashmi. That day you do anything, it is supposed to be, you need not see anything else. Your horoscope, anything can do it. And the same thing is on Akshay Tritiya day also you can do. It is supposed to be extremely very, very auspicious.
No wonder, growing up, we all must have seen it. Most of us that, our families bought something important, a car or something like metal, something was always kitchen items. All these things came in on those days, or jewelry. And, a lot of people now feel, oh, but I just bought, what is the point? It's okay. But how important this is and what it brings into our homes, I think it's something we should definitely consider, and see the difference, perhaps, right? So I know we are almost half an hour. So I wanted to just, if you could just tell the viewers about your class you're having. I know the first class has happened. But you have 9 or 10 more classes to go, 9 classes, and then you are very generous with giving us more information. So can you tell us about this class that you're having in case my viewers would want to enroll?
I'm doing a Muhurta Shastra class, a 10-day class, a complete a class on it. I'm doing it with Shika ma'am. She's hosting with Satya Oja. Complete detailed of Kala Prakasika, Muhurta Chindamani. I'm using the complete text. I'm making it so simple. End of the 10-day class, anybody can choose a Muhurta. You can fix a marriage day, a professional day, a coronation day, day-to-day events, when to cut hair or when to buy a dress, to fixing a marriage or even a cesarean. You want to fix a cesarean day, with the end of the class, you can fix it. And make it so simple and easy that everybody can understand. I'm bringing all the secrets of what I've learned. I've practiced so much. I thought, the nice platform for me to teach people. Because Muhurta is very little is taught by people. Very little books are there also in Muhurta. Only original classics are there. You have to have practiced it for quite some time. I've tried it out for many things to actually teach Muhurta.
And you made it very simple. I must say that was my experience, because you know me, that I'm really slow with it. I take time to grasp it. People who are into astrology are grasping it, but It was really simple and very nice, and I must say you're very approachable. So, and it's great practice. So yeah, so that's what I wanted my viewers to know, that you're offering this class, and very interesting. And more so, my intention for this call was to again introduce people to this concept, that how important it is. It's not just a superstition. It's just not about inconvenience. These things matter. No matter what you do in life, if you keep astrology aside for a second, how you initiate, with what you initiate, with the intention you initiate, and if your environment is supporting that initiation, makes all the difference to what you get in life,
Yes,
right?
definitely. Yes.
So that, I think, is what is important for all of us to get, that how, and the beauty of it. I mean, I'm just simply fascinated with the karanas, the yogas. I lap it up because I just have an interest in it, the nakshatras and things like that. And I have myself noticed it just as an observer. Like I mentioned to you, that when the moon transits from a certain nakshatra to my Janam nakshatra, I've seen a certain pattern play out, when it will be. So I know how to conduct myself. I know that, okay, this is not the time for me to start anything or to do anything, to just simply lie low, to be quiet, and it would be better for me. So you have your mechanism in place as to how to deal with difficult transits in your life. Now, they may not be big difficulties, but they could be small disturbances, right? So I think it's wonderful to be. So I follow the Panchanga for that. I look at it and I say, okay, so where is the moon, and how the moon. So one of my observation, William sir, is very quickly, is that we have different planets in our astrology chart in different nakshatras, right? But all nakshatras, as planets are moving through the transits, they are moving through all nakshatras. So in a way, certain things are active in you and certain things are dormant in you, but everything is within you.
Yeah.
Correct? All potential is within you. And sometimes you will see that certain times are not very conducive for certain things. So you know not to initiate, not to move. We should know when to keep still. We should know when to take action. When to say something, when not to say something, when to do something, not to do something. I think all of us are seeking peace, we all are seeking balance, and we are seeking the least, we cannot avoid problems, but we are seeking the most harmonious life. And I think that is what this Panchanga helps me from the nakshatra perspective, to see the transit of these planets and how they move and how they behave, and because the moon is so important, it's your mind, right? It's how you relate to the world, right? Um, so yeah, so that I would really highly recommend this class, because I loved the first class very, very much, sir. And uh, I want to thank you so much. If there's anything that you want to tell us before closing this, please share it. Uh, is there anything?
No, that's the last word when you said what you say. The Muhurta brings peace. Yeah, and Panchanga elements are nothing but 5 elements, no? About fire, water, air, earth, and Akash. What you say. So it is like what you say. How conducively, how you use it in balance. When to fire must dominate, when the water must dominate, when the air, earthy is for money. So when it is must be grounded, when you should flow, when you should act, fire is act. When you should act,
Yes,
and when it is Akash Tattva, when you should meditate, when you should let go, when to go with the flow, when not to fight the flow. Or what I say, when there is a biorhythm happening, you must know the biorhythm. When is the low, it's like a tide. What I say, life is like surfing. What I say, you have to wait for the wave. What I say, you don't do anything actually. You just balance. You just balance on the wave. The wave takes you wherever. It is like we are not the wave. The wave, what I say, the Panchanga is like the wave. Wait for the big wave. When the big wave is not, wait there. If there's a low tide, what I say, wait for it. This is actually, I will put it into comparing it to a wave and surfing. I'll put muhurtas that way.
wonderful. So we know how to navigate through life in the best
Yes,
medium.
yes. We are not doing the action. It is waiting for the wave, waiting for the
Correct.
flow of life to take us. So wait for the most best movement and jump onto it, and be in balance.
Correct. That's wonderful. Beautiful, sir. So thank you so much for taking this time out. Uh, I'm very, very grateful because I know you would not have done it otherwise. Till I pester you too much. So thank you so much for this.
Sure.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Bye bye.